Dead Workers Party on Smite Episode 3, recorded on May 19th, 2013.
That's true.
I'm Brent Copeland.
I am Wes Wilson.
And I'm Eric Fullerton, and we got a guest in the studio, Afro Monkey.
Hi, guys.
So, where'd you get your name, Afro Monkey?
The porn site.
Okay, excellent.
Okay, starting off great show. I know she didn't say a special guest. He's just a guest.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's a cool guest.
I think he's special.
You are special. You are. You're a beautiful man.
That's what they told me in school.
You know who else is special?
What?
Squidnear.
I know! He sponsored the show!
Sponsored the show with a message that says,
"Stupid Rainbow Dragon!"
Oh, did he got the skin, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
He got the cool
Yeah.
skin?
You realize he totally kicks ass with Dragon. Your complete assessment of Dragon was wrong.
Yeah. I mean,
Everything that you
Dragon.
know about Dragon is wrong.
he got the thick dragon. So it's like the difference between like a shrimp and like a jumbo shrimp.
It's not the size of the dragon, it's the motion of the winds.
the size of the mana pool? No. Okay.
I like that.
And I messed it up.
Dragon.
This was actually recorded on the 17th, not the 19th.
Oh.
Math is hard, folks. Stay in school.
You got owned.
But, what have y'all been up to this week in Smite's action?
ISIS.
Have you been doing ISIS?
I've been doing ISIS.
Do you like Almighty ISIS?
I've been doing ISIS.
Do you like ISIS?
I do.
ISIS,
A lot.
ISIS, baby.
Should we save talking about ISIS for a little bit?
Yeah, maybe so. We'll run through like all of her moves and her ultimate and stuff like that. Yeah, probably so.
Okay.
I mean, other than that, I've just been doing like rocking the monkey.
Yeah.
For arenas and domination, and then still Thor for conquest, and I'm still really want to get that heavy metal skin.
You should do it.
Pretty freaking sweet.
You should do it. Why don't you get it?
I don't know.
You have some gems.
I should. Yeah.
You got
I have
some gems.
800.
I bought Aphrodite's second skin and her voice pack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, you can
So
say,
now,
"Woohoo."
yeah, I can do Aphrodite and go, "I'm the greatest."
I'm the greatest.
That's weird. Did you actually voice her voice?
I did actually. Yes. I
great.
Yeah.
My favorite is VEW.
Yeah.
Woohoo,
Yeah.
woohoo.
Woohoo.
Oh, but the new patch, and I guess we'll get into this later, but the new patch has spam control.
Thank
Really?
You
God.
can't just spam. Woohoo.
That's
Really?
good. I mean, sometimes it's fun, but sometimes, like, hey, so I just learned something new about the game, and it's like, and you can't hear anything because they go off for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just useless at that point.
See,
I'm glad
but
they're doing
like,
something.
Yeah.
we were playing the other night, and every time we were in an assault game, and every time we would start, everybody would just spam the laugh of their character, and it was hilarious. We were all just like, just all running forward, all of us spamming the laugh. It was it was totally infectious. I could not stop laughing. It was hilarious.
Except I didn't do it.
You didn't do it?
He's not a follower.
That's too much like joy. I don't like joy.
I see how this goes.
Joy.
Well, I've been, after talking with Brent last week, Brent said he saw somebody playing Aphrodite and totally kicking butt with her, like killing people.
Oh,
She
yes.
was midding.
So I was like,
mid.
so I went in and I redid the build, like, because I was like, okay, what does she need to really like start kicking butt? And I'm like, well, she needs magical power. I mean, pretty much what I'm gonna do with her is stun and use the birds most of the time. Okay. And
You're
so
gonna give people the bird.
I am. And so, like, I need magical power because, that juices everything up. And so I redid my build and I started playing around with it, and I got the Aphrodite skin and the voice pack. And I'm enjoying it, but I'm not able to see that much of a difference yet. And I think it's because I always end up not one-on-one. Like, every time I go someplace with Aphrodite, they gang up on me. I think they know how squishy I am.
Oh, probably.
So
True.
it's tough.
Yeah.
I'm not as good as this person you saw.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I was laning, I think, with, I don't even remember who at the time, but she would just come up and blow me a kiss and it would take away like half of my health.
The kiss doesn't do damage; it just stuns.
Well, she would do something with it, but she would come up and she would say that thing.
Yeah.
It's blowing a kiss.
Yeah.
I know nothing about her. I don't play her. I just know.
Yeah.
Well, she was probably doing the kiss and then using the birds.
Maybe she was hacking.
Yeah,
Could be hacks.
All hacks.
Yeah. So I have been poking around with Aphrodite. Also, I'm trying to get used to this whole paper Fenrir thing. I feel like I'm getting better with Fenrir, but the problem is it's so tempting to jump in and try and kill someone with Fenrir. It's just too tempting.
And I think the first rule of Fenrir is don't play them on Arena.
No, that's
It's
so
just too squishy.
I sometimes do great with him in Arena.
I've seen some people do really well with Fenrir on Arena. It just, you have to know when to bail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to do the thing where I go in with my multiple attack and then I get out with my leap. And that works pretty good, but there's so many people with stun crowd control. And what I'll do is I'll dive in with my 4-attack rake. They'll stun me after the first attack, and then so I'll be stunned, and then I can't jump out, and then 2 or 3 of them jump on me and kill me.
Well, and speaking of the stuns, this MOBA definitely has a lot of crowd control. Do y'all think it's too much?
At times. I do. I really do think too much. It's too much. Sometimes it's too much crowd control.
And now with the new god that we'll get into later, I mean, she's got another stun. I mean, it's one of her main powers, and it works well.
Well, and it's very frustrating when you go to do something and you have full health, and you walk around a corner and there's one person there, and you start heading towards them, and then all of a sudden stun from people elsewhere, and you're dead. And that's the same problem I have with things like the sniper in TF2. I mean, you walk around the corner and you're dead. And you're like, no, come on.
Yeah.
Give me something to do while I'm being attacked to protect myself.
Well, and this is also kind of a symptom of early play in MOBAs. Like the same thing would happen when, say, I was leveling up in LoL, because no one used wards early on.
Yeah.
It was just not a thing. I remember going back and playing a Smurf, and people laughed at me because I bought wards. And I was like, you need to buy wards, people. And I think maybe we're going to start seeing that more as warding that jungle around you so you can push a little further than you should.
Yeah. Well, and also, I mean, the chat room mentioned this, Squidnir's like beads. I need to get used to using the beads.
Yeah.
And Aphrodite has her ultimate as that invulnerability that'll make her and her smoochy partner invulnerable, and it'll remove all crowd control on them. And that's awesome. And then, maybe stacking that, but I mean, that's once every 45 seconds,
Oh yeah.
And then, you got beads. So I may need to start working on getting the beads going.
But in a jam, I mean, it's better than not having it at all.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that if I can get into the right gear with Fenrir, and I can pick off the stragglers really easy.
Yeah.
The problem is people allow themselves to get grouped up on way too much in Arena.
Yeah.
Like I was playing today, and I saw, it was me and Pixel Popper, and then the rest were just pickups. And everybody just scattered, and when you get yourself one-on-one, or not one-on-one, but it's you by yourself and you have no support, and then everybody on the opposite team gangs up on you, you're getting killed, and then you're screwing the rest of the team because they're down a man. Then
you end up with that staggered exiting spawn staggered.
Yeah, I think you can see real fast in Arena which team's going to win when you see one team, they're all spread out doing their different things, and then that one team that's nice and together going in, their tanks are out front waiting to initiate, and then it's easy to pick off people that way.
Yeah. I mean, and you see them, they're waiting for Hades to ult so they can throw their stuff down.
And they are so coordinated with that. They'll, Hades does his ult, and then all of a sudden you get Poseidon with the Kraken.
Yeah.
And everybody does their ult, and it's like...
Yeah, this is freaking crazy.
That's it.
I saw a couple of... I saw a Fenrir noob this week. I was playing ISIS, and... the way that he was a noob, it was because you get big, you hit your ult and you're big and you're gold and you're making circles around me. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? So he's trying to figure out how to pick me up. And, and I'm like, ugh. And so I'm just popping him off and stuff like that. But he kept doing it. He picked me up once or twice during the game, but I'm like, Yeah, obviously, it's a new god, so.
Brent was spectating me this week, and so like we were in a fight, and I think it might have been me and you on the left, or me and Def on the left lane, and so I noticed somebody showed up, that Fenrir showed up, but I wanted them to take down the tower, so I ulted, grabbed Fenrir, and dragged him back towards our base to get him away from the tower, and instantly, as soon as I let him go, he ulted and grabbed me and took us right back to the tower.
That's pretty awesome.
It was funny.
That's funny. And speaking of, we've been talking about ISIS. I watched the live preview that, is it Bart, High-Res Bart, or he does a lot of streaming.
Oh, yeah.
But he was showing everything about it. So that was kind of interesting watching the live reveal of it. And finding out, different mechanics and then getting in there. Like immediately I started streaming once they made her live, and I did I got 15 so I can do the joust.
Yeah.
Don't joust with her. Like, at least not as the first time you play her.
Yeah.
Because, like, I was up against Alquang, or the dragon, and I got royally eaten. Because, like, I didn't know how half the abilities work. I was trying to figure them out and, like, exactly how to use them. And she's really more support. But, I mean, we'll get more into that. But, again, I've been playing Loki, like, constantly. Like, I can't find another god that I like as much as Loki. I kind of like Isis. So I've been playing her a little bit, but it's like different domination. I got to go with Loki. So I've been trying to play more Assault. I'll be forced to play a different.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Well, I mean, that's how I learned to like Artemis. I mean, really, I had no interest in the bow classes, and then I played an Assault with Artemis, and I'm like, wow, this is really good. And then I played the baby, and I was like, this is really terrible.
Big baby.
Big baby.
So what are you playing, Afro?
I have been trying to get rid of my Neath obsession, so I've been playing a little bit of Assault, and I like Poseidon a lot. I like Vulcan a bit.
Were you in that game where Poseidon was like defending the whole game? Were you in that one? We were in an Assault. We were playing, and oh my god, like Poseidon would always end up being the last one alive, and he would hold off the whole other team. It was amazing.
Either I was in it or I was watching. It might have been after I dropped out.
Yeah.
But
were y'all winning or losing? I can figure this out. Hold up.
We were we were doing well, but then we like most of the team would get killed, and then
definitely he was in there then.
Yeah.
But I still end up going back to Neath all the time because she's the one I'm most comfortable with, and I actually know how to do a custom build for her as opposed to everybody else, which I'm just like auto buy.
Yeah.
True dat.
So okay, let's get into. We actually had a contest last week for people who left reviews on iTunes.
Oh gonna get a Fenrir skin.
That's right, and this unlocks. Not only does it unlock the Fenrir god, it unlocks the skin as well. So even if you have
the voice pack, doesn't it?
I will have to reread.
I think it does the voice pack.
Maybe the voice pack too. So even if you have the god pack, the ultimate god pack, this is still a cool thing to win.
Yeah.
And we have a winner this week. We chose at random from the iTunes reviews, and the winner was Insaniac Sin.
Woo!
So congratulations. If you could contact me, Insaniac Sin, at Smite at deadworkers.com, and we will get that code to you.
Okay, no, it's not it's not the voice pack. I made that up.
Congrats.
So, and we'll be doing this again this week. So go to iTunes and leave a review, and we will give away another unlock skin next week.
Yep. We will. This much is true.
That's true. So let's talk about some news here.
Some news.
So we had 2 patches, right? One patch, which was the new
like
god, Isis.
Yeah.
Still patch,
Yeah.
right? So we got Isis, the new god.
Yeah, she's awesome.
I really like her. I think it's an excellent model that they chose for her. Like, I like the wings. It's very dramatic, and it's kind of a good. And I like the concept too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's a great support character. Like some of these characters, it's kind of blurry whether they're supports or not.
Yeah.
I think she's definitely a good support. I actually, one of my coworkers, Chip, was talking about how he played her, and he did a different build that he says works really well. If you go tanky with cooldowns, and he said you can just start popping the stun so fast that you can just get a lot of assists.
Yeah.
And for every death she sees, she gets that bonus for every stack.
Oh, yeah.
Point, MP5, HP5.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing to get those assists too.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. So what's all of her stuff? Let's go through her specials.
Well, her basic thing is her basic attack has no critical strike chance, and it does, a little bit of her magical power bonus, and it utilizes a 3 swing chain with the final hit increasing the swing time and doing a small AoE.
I love that one.
Yeah,
it's really nice to have a basic attack that does that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then we haven't talked about her passive. Her passive, well, we kind of mentioned it, but it's called Funeral Rites, and she shares an additional HP5 and MP5 with nearby allies, and this goes up for every stack when she sees someone die, but it resets on death.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you don't want to die with her.
Yeah.
The next is her Wing Gust. She flaps her wings. And at that point in time, she sends out 4 gusts in a straight line, each dealing magical damage, but also her backwards movement speed matches forward movement speed.
Yeah, so it's a quick retreat kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it really tears through enemies. I mean, it's really nice. I mean, just, minions and heroes.
And now it says her movement speed is 25%. Does she get a movement speed increase, or is it just equal?
I don't know for sure. It feels like there's an increase, though.
Yeah.
Play.
Yeah.
One thing to keep in mind is you are locked into that one. Like when you start it, you can't switch or whatever. You can't be stunned out of it, but just keep that in mind that you're kind of stuck in that mode.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Yeah, and it auto fires. So.
But it's grotesque. I mean, something will be chasing you, and you just do that, and it's if you have your magical damage up high, you just lay into them.
I think the first time I used it when I was using ISIS, I killed somebody.
Yeah.
It's very early in the game.
And it's a nice wide forward strike too. You don't have to pinpoint. It's good and fat, and
it's great for taking out waves of minions.
Yes.
Yeah.
I upped my MP5 with it, or not my magical damage, and basically I would just walk up to everyone and just go and kill them.
Yeah.
And the next ability is the Spirit Ball, and it's a AoE stun, and how you activate it is you activate it, and then it goes away from you towards its max range, and then you've got to reactivate it to actually make it go off, or it will go off when it hits max range. So there's some timing involved with that. There's also some timing if you see it coming towards you. On ways to dodge it. You'll either want to jump out of the way, or if you're clever, you can try running towards her, because I don't think many ISIS are prepared for that, and if you can kind of dodge that timing.
Yeah.
It was a little bit confusing for me because I didn't realize, I'm trying to left click to activate or right click, and of course right click doesn't do anything in the game, right?
Actually, Squidnear just said in the chat room that you can right-click to cancel your number 1 ability. So right-click might be a cancel ability button.
Okay.
On Neath, when you do the ult to aim it, if you right-click it takes you out of it.
Okay. So basically, but for ISIS, you have to tap the same number that the spell is to activate it. So it's so it's some timing thing. Same thing for number 4, the ultimate, but we'll talk about that in a second. So what is the next one, sir?
Next, she has Dispel Magic. She silences enemies at her target location, and the enemies also lose a portion of their magical protection and are slowed.
And you get the percentage off that you take off them onto you.
Nice.
Yeah.
I believe, right? Because you see the animation shoot from them.
Magical protections stolen.
Yeah. This is a nice one.
And then the last one is the ultimate circle of protection. She plants her staff at her target location for 10 seconds. I guess it should be up to 10 seconds. Allies within its radius take 30% less damage. Any damage dealt within the radius charges the staff, and you actually see the circle.
It's a great animation.
It is.
I really like it. And yeah, you hit 4 again to pop it to make to deal damage. And to heal, right?
It's really confusing too. Like if you don't know what it is, if you don't know what's going on. So I recommend you go and practice with it so you
Well, you take less damage. All you and your allies take less damage in the circle of protection. So
But you need to be taking damage for it to increase.
Right, yeah.
Too, yeah.
Yeah.
And what will actually work on that too is your minions in towers situations. So plant it around a tower when you're getting hit and minions getting hit, and it'll increase it.
Nice.
Yeah. I think someone was saying that
Around
it
a
actually
sand
does
guardian.
damage to the tower too.
Oh, really?
I'm skeptical of that.
I am too, because normally
Towers
specials
don't
and
accept
things,
Like
yeah.
even Vulcan's cannon doesn't do damage to the tower, to my knowledge.
Just
Oh, right, that's true.
relaying what I've heard.
But
Rumors
what's
abound.
really funny is when you have two ISIS on the same lane, and they both threw it down on top of each other, and you have no idea.
The staffs are actually colored,
Yeah.
either red or
Yeah,
blue.
but they were literally on top of each other, so I couldn't see which one
Nice.
was which.
Yeah.
So excellent. We also have 2 skins. Do we want to talk more about
Two
ISIS?
skins.
Do you want to talk more about ISIS?
ISIS and her new skin.
She got a Guardian Eternal ISIS, and then also we've got a Global Agenda themed Vulcan skin called Sentry Vulcan. It's actually pretty cool. I liked it a lot.
So is anybody picking up Global Agenda to try to get the skin?
You got to be level 30. I'm not going to play it that long.
It's free to play.
I know, but if you get level 30, you get it for free.
That's true.
Now it says has reached level 30. I wonder if that's something they're giving out to the people who are 30.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
But I wonder if it'll continue. Like if you can still go in and get level 30 and get it.
Yeah.
I bet you can.
I would assume so.
Yep. Okay.
New voice packs: Apollo, Aphrodite, and Isis.
Yep. I bought Aphrodite. I like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I haven't bought anything that costs gems yet.
I haven't either. Yeah. I have 800 gems, but,
You got to get
Kinda
that
figured
name
out.
change.
really,
Sardonius.
I'm kind of thinking about the monkey skin too.
Which one?
The brown one.
Yeah, that's a good one. I kind of want.
cool.
I kind of want the Broom Guan Yu one, even though I don't really like Guan Yu.
Oh yeah, but it looks cool with a hat and everything.
Yeah, he's got the. Yeah.
He's like.
He looks the opposite of all the gold and glitter. He's like peasant Guan Yu.
Yeah.
Okay, so a big change to the game is leveling. They've changed it from the current normal way everybody knows about leveling. They've changed that to the beta level, and you'll still get the skin if you get to level 30 before beta reaches official game release. So keep trying to that. But there's also a new leveling for each god, and you get worshippers every match you win, depending on, I believe it's basically how many minutes the match is. You'll get worshippers, and when you get 100, you get rank 1. Is that it?
I think
Yes,
so.
100 worshippers, you get rank 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like this a lot. It's kind of like TF2 or any other kind of shooter that lets everybody know how much experience you have with each class. So, and it's just kind of, I guess, something fun and also an initiative to push people to play different classes, I guess.
Yeah, because if you get rank 1 with different gods, that's what actually ups your mastery.
Yeah.
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 So that's fun. I like that all around. I'm cool. But also, I do want to get level 30, which they are they're naming it a beta rank or something.
Yeah. Beta level.
Beta level. So I want to do that just because I just want to do it.
And
and you
free
get a skin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, some other things they added in. Friends who are broadcasting using the in-game Twitch TV, you can see that now.
Yep.
Also, they added in the webcam support which I tried out, and it works fine. It you can't move it around; it stays in the same place.
Yep.
But it's in a good place. It's where most people are keeping it.
Yep. They also made it so that you can't idle and do your. It's in-game Smite footage that gets you minutes.
All you cheaters out there.
And I actually noticed I had 300 and something minutes,
Nice.
and it took them all away
Oh.
because I had no in-game minutes.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yep.
owned.
So there you go.
Man,
Take that.
I'm gonna
Got
check
owned,
to
dude.
see if I
Do you still
my
have your skin?
You got owned.
They reduced the favor cost for the basic recolor skins, which is good.
9,500, right? Instead of 11,000. So now I can afford one because I have about 9,500.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah, I'm a couple of hundred short.
Yeah. What skin are you gonna get if you can get any skin?
Mischievous Neath.
Wait, is that the
That's
is that the nurse?
No.
No, that's the recolor. Right. Okay. You don't want the sweet nurse action?
You have to pay Jones for that one.
Yeah. That's true.
I don't like the nurse all that much.
You
I don't either.
It doesn't seem
I don't
to
know why.
Yeah, I don't like
Are
it.
you a nursist?
I am. I'm a narcissist.
Narcissist.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, look, you still got it. That's good.
Narcissist around here.
Still got it. That's what they all say. So they also added in, or they changed, instead of tower kills, you now see tower damage, which I think is good because,
Yeah.
I mean, really, tower kills doesn't really, someone could come up and get last hit and get a tower kill, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So that's good. They changed from healing from Death's Toll and Vampiric Shroud are now excluded from the healing statistics in the end of the match lobby. Okay.
That's all right.
Moo.
When choosing a god on the god screen or the match lobby, the god now plays an animation prior while appearing on the pedestal.
I
which
like
is
that.
cool.
Just
I like all
because
the
it's-
animation.
I mean, it's something you can watch.
It adds polish. The game looks really, really polished, and I think that is one of the reasons why, is little touches like that.
Yeah.
And I love all the effort they give towards winning and losing. Because they're always like funny, in some funny way. They're sad or they're happy or whatever. I
Yep.
just like that. It's a nice little touch.
Yep. So they also changed the challenges so you can have 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, and 5v5 on your challenges. They also set it up so that there's an option to allow all chat or to allow or disallow spectators.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so this is, I guess it's challenge, but I always think of it as custom match, but I guess that's the mode in the custom match. We played one, and I was just messing around and gave us, it's weird how you start level 20 with 1.5 million gold. I mean,
You can't even
it's
spend that much. You can't even, I did the one where it was grab bag, where it was random, it was an arena with random heroes, and you got 100,000 gold, and you can even spend 100,000 gold. You couldn't spend it.
Oh, I know. Yeah, definitely.
But the match that we started at 20, that was awesome for me playing Neath.
Yeah.
Awesome for Loki, too.
Yeah, Loki rules it. There was one, I think it was an assault where I played, and I got Loki, and it was like, oh, yeah. Y'all just messed up doing that. Anyway. Let's see. They also gave a new sound effects treatment to Blink.
Blink, which was...
I've never actually used that. It's an activated item, right?
Oh, yeah. Is that a teleporting?
Like, you can teleport just a short distance.
I hate it.
Okay.
It makes me angry.
I've never
when
used
people
that
use
one.
it.
Yeah. Like when all of a sudden Ymir's behind me. I don't think they should have it in the game. I don't think it's a good item.
Hurry up and use it.
It's
before
basically
it gets-
Flash.
Yeah.
From LOL.
Or Blink from WoW.
Yeah.
From a mage.
From WoW. It's
That's
named
kind
the
of
same
cool,
thing.
though. I might kind of have to try that out real quick before they take it away.
It's so hard. Like on Loki, I've got I don't know. I
you kind of already have a Blink. I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
But imagine having two Blinks.
Yeah.
No.
No.
So and then there's a lot of tweaks to the gods here. I don't feel like we really need to go over all of them. I don't think there's anything here that really changes all that much.
Thor didn't change at all, so it's kind of
Who cares about
weird.
Thor?
That means Thor is perfect the way he is.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
One interesting thing they did, and I'm only saying it because Ymir's always free. They did change the camera on Ymir's ult so you can actually look around.
Oh, okay. It's not locked.
That's right. The camera angle was locked, and and you couldn't even see everything you were blowing up.
But I did still find a bug with Thor's power. We were on an assault, and the archway right after your Phoenix?
Yeah.
I went up right at that thing, and it was blocking my view. Like, so I couldn't see everybody down there, and I'm just like, I couldn't see the circle, nothing. So it's just like trying to guess where to go.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They need to just make everything invisible, I guess, when you jump up, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, that won't happen much, but
Yeah.
anyway.
So, I think that's it for the patch and ISIS.
For the patch and ISIS, so that leads us to
Huggin' and munnin'.
Huggin' and
Munnin'. Huggin' and munnin'.
Huggin' and munnin'.
So this is our mailbag.
Huggin' and munnin'.
We got one email from Bailey who said, I just got the game and I don't have much time to play with many gods. I personally am a huge fan of scout-type classes and I wanted to know which gods are good for things like that. Well, for like speed, I mean, I think Loki is good for scouting. Fenrir is good for scouting.
It depends on your loadout, kind of almost. Like, I mean, the stupid dragon, I mean, he's got the speed ability.
Yeah.
Can just race through the map. Also, I guess it's, well, I guess ISIS isn't. I don't know if ISIS is actually accelerated with that one ability.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's really weird because like playing LOL for like a year and a half, like there were certain gods I like to play a lot, and none of them are like Loki, which I absolutely love in this game. So it's really hard to find out what you think you like just because you think you like it.
Yeah.
Like, so I know you say you like scout classes, but you may be surprised once you get in there and start playing. My biggest advice is when people are trying to figure out what champions to play or what heroes, what gods to play, is to play Assault. I mean, you're getting to play and it's random. You can't, you'll find something. You may like it, you may not. And
you'll be surprised. Like, I was surprised by Artemis a lot.
Yeah.
And I got Apollo on my grab bag game.
I hate Apollo.
Apollo was so much fun, fully leveled up and decked out.
Apollo.
Oh my God! When I had the most kills.
Well, that's because Apollo is just.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
With his stupid chariot flying off right before I use my ult.
Awesome chariot.
Okay, so we got one here from Turbo Ninja, who just wants to say, I like the show, love playing games with you guys.
Thank you!
Yay!
And you, of course, can play with us as well. Just add us on. You can go to our site, smite.deadworkers.com, and click on the link on the left. And
if you follow our Twitch channel, you can see when we're starting to stream. So
yeah. We should have our character names on the website, maybe, too.
Yeah, we can put those on that, yeah.
Because mine's hard to spell.
Yeah.
Because it's all weird and freaky.
So, we got the next one from Deffy Poo.
Deffy Poo
says, what is your opinion of the addition of the seemingly useless worshippers and god leveling?
Well, I guess like I said before, I like it because it gives you, it's like a goal or something to do that
it's
doesn't
also a
really
meter on each champion.
But yeah, it also tells you like how much everybody plays a certain character, and
like imagine like
I think it's cool.
You get into a match and somebody's level 27.
Right.
All you know is they've played a lot. You don't know what characters they're good at.
Yeah.
You don't know if they're even good. Like, I almost wish they had given you some worshippers just even if you lose. Because sometimes you lose even though you're doing really well and the rest of the team is sucking.
You played a good game, but you still lost a match.
Yeah, so I wish they would maybe half it or something. But if you get someone and they're like 10th rank Loki, well, you know, if they pick Loki, you better be kind of scared of them. Or look out for them. Try to keep them down early. Things like that. So I think it's a much better meter than just a general level.
But there's also the public ranking, or your public profile will show you all the wins and losses and the most played class and all that kind of stuff anyway. Mm-hmm. But you know, you can get a sense of that. But like, what I really excited about is like seeing just a rundown of all the gods and seeing, you know, what level everybody is at. You know? So, and I guess like everybody kind of wants to max out every level of every god. I mean, that would be like your
ultimate goal,
the ultimate Smite player, you know.
But the thing is that it's not really a a rank of how good you are with that character.
Yeah.
Because you could have played 100 matches and got to that level, but only won like half the matches.
And you sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, though.
It's how determined you are to get to that rank with that god.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think if you get to that rank with that god, you hopefully know how to play him by that point.
Yeah.
You would hopefully.
I think it's a good indication, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I also, the other thing I like about it is it's kind of moving away from the general MOBA pattern of, level. And I hope that, I love that they're doing that, and I hope they do it with more and more things. There's a discussion on Reddit this week about basically playing in ranked and banning gods.
Really?
Well, because you have bans that you basically, I don't want to play against him. So you get normally you get two, I think it's 2 bans, 1 ban per team or something. They wanted to move it to 2 bans per team or something like that. But I think they should get rid of the whole banning system completely. And people, I think, hated on me for even posting that. But I think we'll talk about that later. But anyway, so that's cool. So let's move on to On the 8th day.
So these are our ideas.
What does that mean?
And Brent, you got quite a few down here.
So these are what god or game mechanic do you want in the game?
Yeah, and Brent, do you want me to go first? Since I seem to be very prepared and you are just kind of staring at your computer screen.
Sure.
Okay, so I want us when you're cute. We want to queue for a game. I don't want to have to stop looking at the score from the previous game. I want to be able to look at the stats of the last game and queue for another game. So that because right now, if I want to get us in, if I'm the party leader and I want to get us into a game quickly again, as soon as we finish a match, I immediately leave the stats and I go and queue us for something else. And then I sit there for 1 or 2 minutes. I would like to be able to look at the stats from the previous game while, I should be able to have those stats available just on my regular menu bar.
Okay. Yeah. That would be good, actually. I like that.
Yeah, just another tab that just says last game.
Yep.
It could just be last game stats.
Yep.
Also, I would like to see what game types my friends are playing. It just says in game, and I have to spectate and wait 3 minutes to find out just what game they're playing. I just want to know, right?
Maybe they could add in badges. Almost like worshippers, but you get badges for playing in a certain, wins in the arena. You get something that symbolizes the arena, something that symbolizes domination, something that symbolizes conquest.
Okay. I see. Yeah. Or even something simple, just like a mouse over, a tooltip. Like if I mouse over Afro Monkey and he's in a game, it says in-game domination. That's it.
Squidnear says that's in stats. You can go to your player stats and see that previous match stats.
There you go.
Oh.
Go.
No, not what I said, but what Wes said,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
you can see your previous stats.
Yeah, go to stats.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
Go to player stats.
Player stats, and then you get the...
See, I don't like this because I don't like anything that accesses a browser to an outside site. This is frustrating to me, waiting for this to load up.
Well, but yeah.
That's true. It is like an in-game browser happening. Same with the Smite TV, too. So,
recent matches, there it is, right there.
Okay. Arena, domination, conquest.
Well, the middle tab is scroll up a little bit.
And then you can see...
Recent matches, there you go.
Okay, so... And that's public, so anybody can see that.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Click on match details on one of them to see.
Do I play Loki?
So essentially, if somebody's in a game currently, I could look at their public stats and see what they're playing right now, or does that only update when they're done?
That's when they're done.
Oh, okay.
Click on match details right there.
So I guess that doesn't work.
Okay, so it's the grid.
Okay.
Oh, look, you got it.
But still, you saw how long it took to get there?
Yeah, that's
unacceptable.
That's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, it took a good minute to get that information.
Yeah, and you guys had to listen to us that whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can probably access this on the web. Just pull up another browser while you're playing.
Well, yeah, but again, why not just have it?
Because it's 2013.
Anyway, why not just have it on the thing?
and browsers, baby.
There you go.
The only thing I would say is I don't want them to tax servers any more than they have to on playing.
Well, but my point is that information is already in your computer. Just don't throw it away yet.
Yeah.
You're right.
Keep the screen up and around so that you can look through it. So
True.
that's all I'm saying. So we got some ideas down here, Brent.
Yeah, I was thinking of the one thing they need to start or keep in mind is how to get people to pay money to them. And one thing I was thinking of is new animation. So maybe you could buy a new animation set for your god.
Okay.
So now when you're doing the different things, you're doing it different than other people.
Okay.
You know, it could go with the skin, like I think other games do, like epic skins where they give you new voices, they give you new animations, things like that. So it could be with the skin, or it could not.
I like it.
True.
Kind of on the same lines as I'd like to see some cool things, like maybe you buy an item that then adds an animation or an effect that you can almost see what someone's building. It could be even kind of go with the item. Maybe they're holding the item. Maybe wearing it. Maybe it's an emblem. Maybe it's even an animation where they get a follower that runs around behind them. I don't know. Just some...
Or just a
some
weird
cool
glow.
Yeah, or an aura. Some glow like that.
Also, another one is, how about when you're playing 1v1 against a bot? Like, you know, how about not playing against Raw? That'd be cool. How about just choose a god that you want to play against?
Why?
I really don't understand.
That's a good point. You should be able to pick who you're competing against if it's a bot.
Yeah.
And I assume that's a beta thing, and that's totally in the works, but they're busy with more important things like new gods, which that's great.
But I went
But eventually, you know.
I did a joust against a bot, and it was Raw, and I crushed him like a little bug.
It took me 35 minutes today to beat Raw with ISIS for the first time, but still a very long time. And I'm wondering, like, if I had fought a different type of god, I mean, I don't know. And also that map is actually really cool. It would be fun to play that one map like in a different game mode.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a one map, you know. Well, okay, I guess I have to get level 30,
15.
Right? 15 before I do that.
Joust.
Okay.
And I don't know, the custom one, it's basically a joust, but you can do a custom 1v1, right?
Yeah.
I assume they probably
that's what I did.
And that's maybe the same map?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we have, how about, did you already say something?
No.
Afro?
I can't really think of anything at the moment.
Okay.
Awesome. So
maybe next week.
We have one here that was an email from Jedi Joel, who says, "Hey guys, I was thinking about a god that focuses on summoning minions and controlling them. What do you guys think,
brothers?"
Something more little advanced than Bakasura.
Yeah, Bakasura has a neat minion ability. I'm generally not fond of zerging the enemy, like with little minions. I generally don't like that, like even in things like Diablo and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of comforting to know that nobody can interact with the minions. I guess it's just like it's a mechanic that just happens, and and nobody gets to say one way or the other. And
you can order your cats around as Bastet. So yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I kind of like that nobody can touch that. I don't know. I think if one god had influence over minions, it would just feel wrong, I think.
Well, and I'm not sure if they're talking about, like, in-game what we think of minions as the guys that run up the path, or if they're talking just...
like creeps? Or
like,
I think you're talking about
Vulcan
Necromancer.
has guns. Those are kind of like the Vulcan's minions.
Yeah.
I mean, he can't make them move around, but he can plant them where he wants.
Yeah, and see, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they want, like, a Necromancer who raises skeletons from the ground and moves forward.
Oh.
But what would you think about, like, if he could summon one? You know, like, there's one champion in League of Legends that he basically has, I think, 3 abilities, and each one summons a different creature that goes out and goes after the person.
Yeah.
And they each do something a little different. You know, one's more damaging, one does a slow.
Well, that wouldn't be necessarily bad. I think I'm just against the idea of permanent minion raising. You know, like, okay, here I'm raising some skeletons. Let's go.
Right.
So,
I think there could maybe be something cool of, like, I like your idea of, like, a necromancer, but, like, you can only do it on dead hero are gods.
Oh.
Like, so you've got to get kills, or someone's got to get kills around you, and then when you die, they go away, or maybe you only get them for a certain amount of time or something.
Yeah. That's kind of cool.
Oh.
I got another one from Mr. Ison. He wants to be able to promote a party leader without having to leave the party.
And that's just actually an interface function.
Because yesterday when we were playing,
yeah,
you started the party, then you rebooted your client, then I was a party leader, and then I had to drop out of the party, and then Mr. Ison was a party leader.
Right.
So it just rotated till you were back to being party leader.
Right. So basically, right now, to promote a party leader, you have to disband the entire party.
Yeah.
To promote a particular party leader.
Yeah.
So no.
Speaking of disbanding, today I got into a game of Conquest, and I was about 5 minutes in, and then Brent texted me that he was at my house. He picked me up today to come to the studio to do this show, and I was like, what do? I had some friends on Skype, and I'm like, I mean, the only thing to do is just pull the plug, right? I mean, there's no, let me pause it. There's no pause. There's no escaping. There's no nothing. So I thought, I wonder if it's more, if it's better for me to, instead of just like go to, exit the program and everything, just, pull the plug from my router. Because that way it's like, it feels more like, an internet thing, right? So deprive the game of internet connection. So I just, unplugged my router and then walked away, went to the studio. I still don't know what the repercussions are. I might have lost some favor. I might have lost lots of
goodwill's gone.
The goodwill's probably
you got no
zero.
Goodwill, boy.
So I'm kind of sad about that. This is my first time that's ever happened to me. So, yeah. And it was a good game, too.
I'm sorry. I blame myself. I was actually 15 minutes early. So,
you were early. I was trying to time it right. I'm like, maybe a 30-minute game? Yeah, maybe. So.
Well, that's what we were talking about, I think, last week, about giving, maybe some freebies, like 3 a month or 1 a week or something like that, of being able to dodge or leave or something like that.
Right.
I don't know. It's like, at what point does it become too much? If you give everybody one, are you finding every single match at least one person out of 10 leaves? Yeah. I mean, that's kind of, unless you're playing with friends, I could see that happening a lot. I don't know.
I mean, when I see an enemy leave, I'm like, woohoo! I do that VEW. I'm like, woohoo! I'm like, this is great now.
And then you see them come back, you're like, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
What a bunch of wusses.
No.
Yes. No. I am the greatest.
So yeah, some good.
So now it's time to move on to. Oh my God!
That's right. That's a segment where we talk about exciting things that we found on the interwebs, all about Smite.
Like all over the Reddits for everything, and it took me till this week to go, hey, I bet there's a subreddit for Smite. Let's go take a look at that. Yeah.
And
very active.
It's a dark background too. It's very scary.
It's really cool, and they've got there's a bunch of good conversations there. So I think it's a great place to go to, reddit.com/r/smite.
Definitely.
There's some discussions. I don't know if we want to get into all of these, but found these on there, and I thought these are kind of cool topics. One of them was power creep, and basically this is the idea that the newer champions are getting stronger and stronger, which in turn makes all the older champions getting weaker and weaker. And it's also... It could just be the grass is greener kind of effect too. So I don't know if there's,
well,
there's a lot to that.
When we interviewed Todd Harris, we kind of confronted him with that. I mentioned your whole law theory that you make the character OP so that people buy it and then you nerf it later. And he said actually that they tend to have a little bit of the opposite way of thinking. What they do is they feel they tend to underpower. So I don't know. Fenrir came off really powerful. Isis seems pretty balanced. I'll have to watch a few more God introductions before I make a decision on it.
So that'll be maybe a topic we'll come back to. Another one was they were talking about information that was data mined from the client and new gods. I don't know if we'll should talk about them or not, but they talked about two. I talked to some other people who had seen some data mined artwork from old stuff. The old stuff that was like redone, and they're like, it was good that it was redone.
Okay.
So the artwork looks.
What didn't you like about the artwork? I liked all three of them.
No, that's not. That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, these are something completely different.
Okay.
No, the other one was skins that they found for some people.
Yes, and these are just like the tiles.
Cards. Yeah.
The cards when you go into a match. There's a jungle one for Anhur. It's all green. There's a golden Zeus one, and then there was a kind of a white ancestor Sun Wukong. And I really like the Sun Wukong one.
Monkey!
And evidently this one was an old one. Like it was some of the original concept art for him. And they kind of ditched it for the way they're doing it now. But I really like this art. I wish this was the monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sweet monkey.
Called Ancestor.
Sweet monkey.
Ancestor Sun Wukong.
I love that monkey.
Love him.
So, and we've started posting whenever we're going to stream the show, or when the episode's out, we'll post it on Reddit too, just as a way to let people know. Or you can follow us on Twitter.
Yep.
At Dead Workers.
Yep.
Very good.
Dead Workers.
Nice job there, sir.
That's right.
Well, okay. This was an excellent episode. We went a little longer than I think we were planning on.
Yeah.
Was it long?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I just dragged it on.
I know. You ruin everything, Afro.
I know.
So also, I thought maybe if people wanted to send in tips and stuff, like when they play a thing and they find a good tip, send it in to us. Let us know. We'll read it. I had a tip for this week. This is my tip of the week here.
Tip of the week.
Blocking. When you see your god coming towards the respawn area at like 10% health, get out of their way, because you will block them and they will get killed. Conversely, you can go around them and actually get in between them and the gods trying to kill them, and actually do some physical blocking and help your buddy out.
And not that I really should be sharing this because I play Neath all the time, but if you see off in the distance Neath kneeling down and your buddy's trying to get out of the way, putting yourself between him and Neath will probably save his life. Because I can shoot through anything, but if it hits another god, it stops.
Nice.
Oh. So should we all like decide on like lanes, like you always walk to the right? I mean, that's in the U.S., right? We drive in the right lane, but like, you know, because you have this dance happening sometimes. It's like, hey, Thor's running towards me, and I'm the monkey. And I'm like, left, right. Let's dance, Thor. You know, and it's like, I mean,
good morning and good night. Sorry.
So I don't know. Obviously, you can't generalize on some sort of running pattern because. No, you know.
Always go to the right. We're saying it now.
But I mean, if you're listening to this show and you play with us and stuff, just stick to the right path, right? And maybe we'll start it. We'll start it now. Yeah. Run to the right.
It's like driving in America.
And if they run to the right too, call them an idiot.
Like, make sure you do it publicly.
You're in the wrong. I'm in the right.
Try to get their email. And home address.
Try to get their email.
And when you get to a yellow light, speed up.
Actually, I saw an interesting article this week. LOL actually did some science. Did you see this article?
No.
League of Legends did some science in order to like figure out how to get people to stop behaving in negative fashions. In other words, how to get them to stop being such jerks.
Oh, nice.
And, you know, they did this thing where they have the, was it tribunal? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And basically, if you get enough complaints against you, you get put in front of the tribunal and they review.
Which is other players.
Yeah. It's all like community based. Well, they started studying like what got the best, you know, what got the best responses for punishments and things like that. Like 3 days is kind of a slap on the wrist, and regular players will be hurt by it. But 7 days is the ban that will actually affect almost everybody because it'll cover one of their weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I thought it was really interesting. They also did a study on the messages they played during the screens, like the loading screens. And they had, messages that would say basically like, help out your teammates or whatever. And they even noticed that the certain colors that these messages were in affected like how well the attitudes were in that game with people. So they noticed red was like the worst, I think.
Yeah.
Really?
And telling people to work together or something was better than telling them who can get more kills or something. I forget the whole thing. It's a really good study, though.
I'll link to an Ars Technica article in the show notes. You might want to take a peek at it. It's really kind of fascinating. But basically, they added cross-team chat, I believe. Let's see.
But they turned it off by default.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you turned it on, it improved the quality of the communication.
Really?
Yeah. Even after 1 week of analyzing chat logs.
Science. That's cool. I totally forgot I was going to mention it during the show that I played in a closed beta for a new MOBA, but I signed an NDA that says I can't talk about it.
Curses.
So that was it, really.
That's interesting.
What I was gonna say.
That's very interesting.
That's very
The
interesting.
most hilarious part of my week was when we were in that huge group with two groups, and then we decided that we didn't want to play each other because one group kept losing.
Bam!
Week.
And then
See if we can pull
when we
that match
joined the
up.
matchmaker, the team
Oh,
we matched
yeah.
up with was each other.
That was hilarious. Yeah, we were tired of playing with each other, and we weren't of equal sizes anymore. We were 3 and 4, I believe.
No, we
Four
were
and
still
four.
4 and 4.
We were still 4 and 4.
Oh, okay.
And so we decided to play other matches, and then we both queued, and we got put in the same game.
That is so cool, though.
It was hilarious.
And then the guys on our side is like, man, I don't know what was with those guys.
Oh.
And we're like, those are our friends.
So Mr. Popular over here, you know everybody. Yeah? You're like, wow, you know everybody in the community. That's cool.
No, I think we actually did say it was just a fluke match.
Yeah. Well, I guess not too many people playing at that time or something.
I
know.
think it's just the fact that
That's
we
weird.
both groups queued up exactly
Like,
at the same
yeah.
time.
Simultaneously, yeah.
And if
maybe
they're
so.
doing some detection on the groups and actually doing some good matchmaking, they'll say like, oh, well, there's 4 people on this team together because they queued together.
Right.
And there's 4 people on this team that queued together. Like,
And they're
how often
similar
does that
level-
happen?
And
Like,
they're of
That's
similar
true.
levels, too. We were all of similar levels.
Yeah.
Right.
And, I mean, split between the two groups, we had people that were in the DWP guild
yeah.
in both groups.
Yep.
Oh.
Like,
So
that
it's
should
like
play a factor into matchmaking.
Oh, yeah.
I-
I should
and-
totally be accustomed to that.
And speaking of that, I really wish, because I love the fact that they're kind of moving away from MOBAs and trying to make themselves distinct as a game that's not just another MOBA.
Yeah.
I wish they would do away with the ranked teams of only having 9 players on a team. I mean, the reason why is, the ranked team, you've got 5 people and like 4 backups. It's the obvious reason why they do it, but I wish they would just make it into either add a communal friend list, basically a guild,
Yeah.
and keep maybe a ranked teams that's separate if you want to keep that aspect, but have a guild because it's just so much easier getting people to play together,
Yeah.
and you want that in your game. People who play together stay in that game.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
Oh.
do it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Friends that play together stay together.
Okay.
So, watch the episode on YouTube and click like and subscribe. Call us at 662-736-8260. Got no phone calls this week.
Yep.
We got nothing?
Nothing this week.
I was going to call and leave an inappropriate message, but I just,
I'll take those.
Hey, yeah, we'll take whatever we can get.
And if you know anybody who wants to play, send them over our way. Get a referral code. That's what we want. Go to smite.deadworkers.com.
And email us all your questions, all of your suggestions to smite@deadworkers.com. And finally, you too could win a Fenrir code just by going to iTunes and leaving a review. And they're cumulative. Leave a review this week, and we'll give a code out next week. And the next week, you'll be in 2 drawings, basically.
Yep.
So you want to go leave it now, early.
That's right. And you can listen to these on iTunes, and you can watch them on YouTube.
Well, you can listen to episode 2 on iTunes right now.
Thanks for
Yeah,
pointing that out,
YouTube
man.
is a little wonky right now.
Yeah.
We'll work through it. But if you can go to youtube.com/deadworkersparty and watch all these episodes, hit play, and then go play some Smite while you're listening to the
Yeah.
show.
And someone in the chat room just said, I'm not from America, meaning I can't leave. You can change what nationality your iTunes is running.
Yes.
There is a little button that's marked with a flag, and if you click it, you can change it to America, to the United States, and leave your review for us, and we will
Also,
see
that
it.
means that those people are probably like walking on the left side.
Yeah,
like-
probably.
Yeah,
Just
we need to work on
outdoors.
that. Do the little dance. So I guess that's it, everybody. We'll see you next week for another On Smite.
On Smite. So Smite on.